before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you, so if you could just scroll down and take a look at the description right now, you will see I have provided chapters. So if there's a certain skin that's caught your eye that you're very eager to take a look at, you're more than welcome to skip ahead, just look at the description and consider looking at the chapters. And with that, good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the very first Rustore showcase of 2025. Yes, today is the January 2nd Rustore, and well, last week, with that very random surprise of a third week of Christmas, with only 8 skins accepted last week, I was like, well, guys, surely we'll have a big Rustore for the very first Rustore 2025 when we're expecting a lot of people to play. Well, I mean, it's not exactly what I was anticipating, to be honest with you, but I think I've figured out why. I think I've figured out what is going on with this Rustore. So today, we were expecting potentially to have the the primitive update coming out. That looks as if Facepunch was just preparing for February, just trying to make sure everything was reasonably ready. I don't think they're working as much in January, it seems, basically. So let's just quickly point this out. Of course, I'm always keeping an eye on all the newest Rust Workshop skin submissions. Now, out of all the skins that are accepted today, none of them were submitted 2 weeks ago. None of them were submitted this past weekend. Every single skin in today's Rustore was skins submitted before Christmas. I'm very much under the impression Facepunch realised, well, we're probably going to have like 2 or 3 weeks off over the holidays. We're going to go prepare all the Rustores beforehand, and then we're just going to go enjoy ourselves. So every single skin that was in today's Rustore is in the batch of skins that were submitted before Christmas. So they pre-planned everything. Pretty much everything. So maybe next week we'll get a lot more interesting skins potentially. Well, if you've been keeping up to date with all the interesting skin submissions recently, yeah, maybe, potentially, possibly, who knows, we'll see. That's all I can say. So yeah, sorry to say, but yeah, looks like they pre-planned all the Rustores a month in advance. That's my assumption. So hey, it is what it is. Right, at the very least with today's skins, as you can see, quite a lot of them doing quite well based on upvotes versus downvotes. I'm sure you can see that very easily. If you want to get a better look yourself, consider looking in the description. You'll see the link to micro522.com. You'd need to go to the accepted skins section, which you'll see right over here. Click that once and it'll send you to here. Ta-da! That's like a snapshot. So the very second the Rustore rotated, it collected all those skins and voila, simple as. So cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at these skins properly now and consider which of these skins are and are not abnormal this week. So 9 skins in total. Let's go give this a good look. And from what we can see here, the Thompson is abnormal, the hammer is not abnormal, the SAR is not abnormal, the backpack is abnormal, the Custom SMG is not abnormal, the garage door is abnormal, the pie box is not abnormal, and the tire bandana and poncho are abnormal. So next Wednesday, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skins to chase after, 5 abnormal skins. All right, cool. Right then, so looking at these skins, how am I going to approach them? So the very first thing I'm going to point out is, how many people have been playing today? Quite a lot. Yes, this was fully expected. So the everything lined up perfectly, where people very likely aren't going back to school and aren't probably going back to work until Monday. So for this very first weekend, a lot of people turned up. And if you're going to go by Steam charts or, based on what Steam says itself, apparently we've had over 260,000 people playing today. Obviously here it's going to be a little bit different. I don't know why. But yeah, that is a new record for the highest ever all-time peak. We have beaten early 2021. Today has been absolutely immense. And you never know, maybe tomorrow could eclipse it even further. We shall see. But yeah, at one point, Rust was, and I think it still is right now, one of the top 5 played games on Steam. Very impressive. And we didn't even have a proper update today. There's a nice blog post pointing out there's a lot of interesting things in the future. But today, there wasn't anything. It was just, January 4th swipe. Oh well, not too much of a problem. But here's the point. With a lot of people playing, a lot of people are currently looking at this Rustore right now. I can't help but assume these skins are probably going to sell quite nicely. I don't think they're going to sell as much as last year's January 4th swipe Rustore. So you may remember we had the Legacy Kevlar hoodie and pants, Cursed Bandana and Poncho, Black Gold L96, Hard Suit Jacket, we had the Pirate Star. A nice, interesting batch of skins. But on average, these did like 25,000 subscribers. These did 50,000 subscribers, and this right here did 16,000 subscribers. That is pretty maddening, the amount of sales we saw here. But looking at these skins, going to be brutally honest with you, I don't expect that many sales. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think so. Now, considering that the Rust rotated about like 7 hours ago and seeing like that's selling quite nicely at the moment, hey, maybe that might sell pretty good. But then I look over to here and it's like, oh, okay. So no, I don't think it's going to be absurd like last year. But you never know. Maybe next week might have some interesting skins. We'll see. We'll see. So at the very least, I'll sit here and say, be a bit cautious. Do not be surprised if these skins do kind of pick up the pace and end up selling quite nicely. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't really sell that much either. So it might just be a fairly reasonable amount across the board. It's always best to wait it out until next Wednesday, then consider making a purchase if you're wanting to make an investment. However, if you like the skin, by all means, just buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support that skin creator, keep them nice and motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. Simple as. All right then. So that's enough chit-chat talking about the Rust store as a whole. Shall we now go ahead and actually start talking about the skins individually based on how much they sold so far? So first up, let's go ahead and talk about the Mystic Tree Garage Door. So this is produced by Kevlar Legend and Barurik. A very interesting yet strange looking design. Not sure what this is in reference to. Initially I thought, oh, is it Yggdrasil, the Old Norse, gigantic tree? If you played God of War, you'd know. So, okay, it's looking cool. But what happened last year? Last year, overall, we got a ridiculous amount of garage doors. In total, we had a record-breaking amount. We had 34 in total. Could we see even more this year? I'm just going to put my hand up and say I kind of wouldn't be surprised. I thought the year before that was pretty ridiculous, and yet we still beat it with 2024. And look at the variety of designs, look at all the notable collections that we saw, and yet, at one point, every single one of these skins, bar a couple exceptions, every single one of them was in the negative, pretty badly. Far too many acceptances leads to pretty much all of them competing for your attention, and unfortunately, that of course leads to the prices kind of struggling. This might seem very cool and very interesting right this moment right now, but give it some time, there will be more gadget doors, mate, and there will be Twitch drops, and that won't be so special anymore, and unfortunately, that $3 price might be more of a burden rather than a positive. Anyway, so I'm talking about the financial side of it, the investment side of it. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at it in-game, because I got to tell you, that's a pretty cool looking garage door right there. Very nice, shiny, very reflective. The gold, very, very reflective. I'm sure a lot of people are going to appreciate that. Right, so you're probably wondering, at night time, does it happen to glow in the dark? I can confirm to you that this does happen to glow ever so nicely, but the gold does not. All right, so just quickly switching the lights back on. You can see that's very, very reflective. Just a bit of light and whoosh, you can see the ever so nice shine right there. But when it's like complete pitch black dark, you can see it's not reflective at all. When rolled up, this is not noticeable. So I just wanted to point that out. But as you can see, when it's rolled down, you've got a very nice, cool looking design. You can see space and the lovely visage of the tree. Very nice, very cool. Right, so it's nice and shiny. It looks very cool. But how will it hold up over the course of the rest of this year? As I said, you've got to be a little bit careful with this. At some point, will this end up going around half its price? Based on the behaviour of what we saw at garage doors last year, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. So if you're wanting to make an investment, if you're thinking more about long term, all right, yeah, you probably want to lowball it, all right? Now, how much will it sell? Don't currently know, but with the current rate of momentum it has at the moment, after just like 6 or so hours, I'm thinking it might actually do a pretty good job of probably reaching up to above 30,000 subscribers. Now, that's a very, very rough estimate. I can't give you a very clear picture until I get the first 24 hours of sales, 48 hours of sales, but at the current moment of what I'm seeing, wouldn't surprise me if it, maybe does or gets close to around 30,000 sales by next Wednesday/Thursday. We shall see. But remember, if you happen to like a skin, go ahead and buy it, appreciate it, enjoy it, put it on your base and be happy with what you have. Alright, so cool, that's a very nice looking skin. Congratulations to the skin creators, let's see if it sells ever so nicely. And now, let's go talk about a certain funny acceptance. How's it funny? Well, how long ago did we have the Blackout backpack accepted? So who invested into the Blackout backpack? Because it sold a lot, didn't it? And now, right here in front of our eyes, we have the Legacy Kevlar backpack. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. Legacy Kevlar has been quite a successful collection that appeared over the course of late 2023 and throughout 2024. But as I said, the timing of the Blackout backpack. So let's go hop over to here and quickly go ahead and oh, it's on the front page. Is that surprising? No. No, it's not surprising at all. But here's the thing, right? This sold at $3, and the cheapest listing right now is $3.68. Right now, it is still profitable. But what you might notice is there's a lot of people starting to list theirs at, they're dumping their stock. They have given up on it. They are trying to cash out, and they are trying to run away. Sunk cost fallacy. I did sit here and say, with these absurd sales with the backpacks, while some of them from notable collections might do a pretty good job of retaining their value over the course of like the post-Christmas period, what happens next? February, March, April, the dreaded Easter dip, the springtime, we expect quite a lot of people to go back to school, go back to work, focusing school, focusing work. And with these skins, you're going to see a lot more of them appear in the Steam market. Case in point, there's 400 of these in the Steam market at the moment. On average, for most Rust skins, you'd expect around 100 quantity. But for this one, but still, with it being a Blackout backpack, Blackout being one of the most in-demand collections in the game, it's actually done a very good job of retaining value at the moment. But how long will this last for? I don't expect it to last forever, all right? I do believe it will eventually go below its Rust price, whilst the barders over here look very cool. Unfortunately, there is a lot of these in circulation, and they can easily be dumped onto these as well. So give it a couple months. Do not be surprised if this goes down in price. But anyway, let's focus the Legacy Kevlar collection. So we just talked about how the hoodie and pants sold a lot last year, and they are suffering because of that. All right, they are suffering to this day. A year later, even though it's post-Christmas, they're still down to less than half the price. Well, the pants not so much, but the hoodie is. So let's just quickly remember, these did about 50,000 subscribers, but then you look at the kilt, you look at the boots and the gloves and the other tier 2 pieces, these did around like 25,000 subscribers. These sold far too much compared to the rest of the collection. Now, tier 3 also did sell quite a lot, but everything came out after it, and it kept getting a boost every time that, something else was accepted. So hoodie and pants just like they're just kind of screwed. So that right there just kind of gets the point across of be careful about absurd sales. Now with what we're currently looking at over here, this does look like it's going to do a fairly decent amount of sales. As of now, I think you're looking at between 25 to 30,000 subscribers. Very rough estimate at the moment. Again, when it's to the first 24 hours of sales, I can give you a much better idea of what's going to happen. But that's okay, because that matches up more of the other clothing and armor pieces that didn't sell too much. And as you can see, they're currently holding up quite nicely. Their price is doing pretty good. Now let's also compare to the other backpacks. So looking at the the Blackout backpack, that did 55,000 subscribers. This looks like it's going to do about half. I worry for that backpack, but what happens to this one? Now, of course, after this came out, we also had the Restoria backpack, which was black, but it also had some colourful, what do you call these? The straps? We'll go with straps. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more black backpacks being accepted in the future. Who knows what designs and who knows what collections, but I feel like it's inevitability. In fact, I do recall there was a pirate backpack. Maybe we'll see a version 2 of that at some point. I don't know, but yeah, don't be surprised at such a thing, and don't be surprised this also potentially suffers at some point regardless. So, yeah, okay. Perfectly fine looking design, it's just there will be more backpacks. Oh yes, there will. And whilst, 25 to 30,000 subscribers probably isn't that much at the moment compared to what we already have, I can't help but assume that throughout 2025, we will be seeing a lot more backpacks, and I can't help but assume, as I said, there will be more black backpacks. So if you like it, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Wear it with your Legacy Kevlar set if you happen to own it. It's quite affordable and, nice. But, yeah, Pirate Collection, Dragon Rage Collection, Black Gold Collection backpack. Oh, mate, you just wait. I wonder. But, yeah, quite recently, Black Gold backpack was submitted to Workshop. And considering all of these skins were submitted before Christmas, let's see if that potentially appears in the upcoming Rust store very soon. All right, cool. So it is what it is. If you want to go buy it, by all means, you can go buy it for yourself. But as an investment, let's wait it out. Do not forget that is abnormal, so, it's useful to wait it out. Let's wait till next Wednesday, then we'll consider if you want to invest into it. So, what's next? Let's go ahead and take a look at the next skin. And here we have the Abyss Thompson. Right, a brand new weapon skin for the Abyss collection, and as you can see right now, it's doing pretty good at the moment for post-Christmas. So, of course, the very first weapon was the AK-47, one of the only AK-47 skins that came out in the past few years that's actually in the positive. You may recall earlier last year, still not used to that, the SAR came out, And at the moment, it's not doing too badly. Then we had the LR300. We also had the bow skin. That's apparently not being noticed here. I had to inform the website owner. But now we had the Thompson. So let's actually just quickly remind ourselves of the behaviour that the SAR has done. Because when I first saw this, I instantly remembered how the AK behaved. And I was like, you know what? I fully expect the behaviour for the SAR to replicate that. And yeah, it did. So right now, the lowest listing is $3.30. But I knew if it was going to behave the exact same way as the AK-47, this was going to go down in price initially, and it's going to probably end up between $1.50 to $2. And guess what? Take a look at sales history. That's exactly what happened. Came out around August time, looked awesome. A lot of people appreciated it, sold reasonably, but the price still went down. Autumn fall seasonal dip goes down to a low point of about $1.80, but since then, slowly and gradually has been rising up in price. And now, post-Christmas 2025, it's currently in the positive. It's not a huge profit, but if you bought around $1.50 to $2, you've basically doubled your profit there. Lovely, 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 lovely stuff. So yes, sweet, delicious profit. I can't help but assume the exact same behaviour will happen to the Thompson, because do not forget, after this post-Christmas, it's the springtime, the Easter dip. So yeah, I do expect this to drop off in price. I think you could probably pick up a bunch of these between $1.50 to $2. It really wouldn't surprise me. So that's for you to consider, but at the end of the day, if you like the design and the skin, if you think it looks cool, by all means, go buy it. Treat yourself, all right? We just had Christmas. You got Christmas money. Go spend it, all right? Buy a skin that you genuinely want to use. And, of course, let's go ahead and give this a good look, because as I whip this out, my word, look at the design. Little Ranger, that's a spectacular-looking skin. Yes. Now, the aim sight seems to be more metallic. You can see there is some purple to it and whatnot. But, yeah, that is definitely more metallic. At the end of the day, still perfectly fine for every single environment. And I know some of you are probably asking, wait, what does it look like at night time? That's what it looks like. You probably thought it was glow in the dark. No, not that. That actually tricked me for a quick second there. Oh dear. All right, anyway. So, yeah, awesome looking weapon. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it still drops down in price. Oh, that looked weird. Oh, did you see? Oh, well. That's a weird bit of lighting. Right, well, don't worry about that. Okay, let's go ahead and showcase this on the modelling stage. Strike a pose. Get a good look at that. Yes. Turn off the lights. And that right there. Got a lovely, ferocious-looking beast. Its teeth out. Is that its maw? I don't know. Is it like a crocodile with a long snout? I don't know. Little Ranger's going to have to explain that. But yeah, cool-looking design, cool-looking Thompson. Let's see how many Thompsons get accepted this year, and let's see if this holds up its price reasonably. But the expectation is, yes, you very likely will be able to pick these up for a cheaper price as time goes on. But hey, next year, maybe this rebounds and goes up in price like many Thompsons did this year. So it's up to you how you approach it, but I am expecting if I want to make an investment, I'm probably better off with just sticking with a buy order. Cool, 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 cool. Now, whilst I'm here, I should probably whip out and showcase the next skin to talk about. That being this cute little Harbour Seal Hammer. Look at his eyes, it's so sweet. Look at him, look at him. So, yeah. This is the very first hammer of 2025, and that's actually kind of taken me by surprise because, of course, you may recall over the past 2 or 3 years, we just really haven't seen that many hammer skins being accepted at all. And then instantly, the very first Rush Store 2025, we get a hammer skin, and it's a cute one. Look at him. So, all right, cool. That's a very nice thing to consider, but what happens next? So, consider this. We've just got a hammer skin for the very first Rush Store of 2025. But like I said at the very beginning of this video, are we going to see a lot of absurd sales happening? At the current rate of sales at the moment, this doesn't look like it's selling ridiculously. And I'm pretty sure this might potentially only round up to around 20,000 subscribers at most. We'll see. We'll see. Now, recently, we also had that gingerbread hammer, didn't we? That sold okay. Let's go find out. Come on. Come on, SCM to APP. At the moment, it's still retaining its value, which is perfectly fine. But here's the thing. Are we going to get a lot more hammers this year? You may recall last year we did get some Twitch drops, but only 2 marketable hammers. But what happens if Face Punch changes their tune this year and say, you know what? We're going to go add a lot more hammers. We're going to add them every other week. And by the end of 2025, we suddenly have like 20 plus hammers. Is that going to cause problems for hammers as an investment? Yes, it would. Now, due to a sheer lack of acceptances and Rush stores over the past couple of years, pretty much every single hammer skin is in the positive. That's a nice thing to see. But, well, for us investors. But, like I said, if we start seeing a lot more of these being accepted, yes, there will be problems. That will be a bit of a problem for our investments, all right? So, okay, we'll see how things play out. But at the end of the day, this hammer, if it is another situation where we just hardly get any other hammer skins being accepted, I just can't help but assume it's going to probably end up in the same like position that the Easter chick hammer was in. For a very long time, throughout all of 2024, this hammer right here had like no other like counterpart, or rather, no other skin was accepted in a Rust store for, quite some time. Of course, we did get the gingerbread hammer anyway, but this has been pushing up to $7. Sold at $2, looks very cute, looks very goofy. It's one of the skins that is a finalist for the Skin of the Year of 2024, and, well, people appreciated it. People love it. It looks like it has a huge... Anyway, so point I'm trying to get across is, if it's goofy and cute and people appreciate it, what do you reckon could happen to this? So just, food for thought. Consider that. And at the end of the day, if you like it, by all means, just buy it, use it, and enjoy it, okay? So the Harper Seal collection's progressing quite nicely. Maybe we'll see some more skins, being submitted in the future. Maybe we'll see like a full-fledged proper collection become with this. Are we ever going to get clothing and armour? Would that look okay? I don't know. Maybe a Harper Seal backpack? Just point it out, Firefly. Maybe. We shall see. Anyway, it's up to you how you approach that. I'm just sitting here and saying, if you happen to like the skin and you appreciate it and you love it, just go buy it for yourself and take it in game and just go... Use it for what it's meant to be used for, alright? Smack its head against the wall. Right, shall we now go ahead and showcase to you the next skin to talk about? And that right there is the pie box. Oh, what a wonderful day for pie. I'm sorry. Right, let's go ahead and give this a proper look. So let me just move myself out of the way, and here we are. Get a good look at that. It's looking ever so nice and delectable. It is a delicious pie. Fresh out the oven. A very, very delicious looking specimen indeed. Gotta love how the pie dish still says cobalt. It's out of this world. Right, so first of all, you're probably wondering, does it glow in the dark? Well, no. It's quite reflective, but no, it's not a glow-in-the-dark pie. And if it glowed in the dark, I'd be very concerned whether it's edible or not. So, okay, cool. That's a perfectly fine-looking pie. But small box skins, have they fared quite nicely over the past year or so? Have they done quite reasonably? Well, we did get storage collections, considering we had the base storages and, of course, the neon storages, small boxes that is. But this right here, as a completely independent skin, could it become the pie collection? Could we get a series of pie-related skins? What do you reckon? You might have to actually go to the comments page in a workshop and ask the skin creator himself. Maybe I'll do that. Give me a pie locker. Alright, anyway, let's quickly tab out of here and take a look at all the details. So, pie box, right. Considering that, we had quite a decent amount of small box skins being accepted last year, let's take this into consideration. There's not many of them currently in the positive. It's post-Christmas 2025, and, well, look at that. Well, oh dear. So, yeah, it's definitely a bit of a concern. Like I said, maybe we do see a collection come out of this. But you know what? This isn't like the only food-related small box skin we've ever had. Let's just scroll down a bit back to the past. Didn't we have a pizza box? And, well, there you go, pizza box storage. It's actually pizza boxes, quite literally. But, I mean, it worked out quite nicely. Gentlemen, do you prefer pie or pizza? Please tell me now. And if I can recall, around the time that this was submitted, we also had a burger box. I wonder, maybe next week? We'll see. But yeah, looking at like other food-related skins, I mean, I think the pizza box one is the only one. All right. So I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, how much is it likely going to sell? At the moment, I don't know. But what I can also point out is that this is not abnormal. I should have also pointed that out for the hammer as well. Please remember that. That's a bit of a concern. But this right here, considering that I can't help but assume we're very likely going to see a lot more box skins being accepted this year. Small boxes, just to clarify. I mean, are they going to look as delicious as this? Is it going to always be reasonably in demand simply because it's a pie? It doesn't glow in the dark, so it's not going to be super useful inside a base, depending if you have lighting and whatnot. But it's nice and reflective, and it smells great. I would sit here and say I'm a little bit concerned. By all means, if you like it, you go ahead and buy it, all right? I'm sure your base would greatly appreciate it. I think it will rebound and go up in price in the future, but I can't help but assume it'll go down in price over the course of the next few months, all right? That'll be my answer. So how you approach that is up to you. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about the next skins, and that is the Tire Bandana and the Poncho, produced by Y9J and 34633. A very strange but unique style. I mean, I'm just going to put this out. Who else could come up with something like that, all right? Now, wouldn't it have been better if we had this accepted around the time we had the motorbikes introduced? Hey, it's up to them. And now I question, looking at this, I wonder if we're going to get a collection continuation. What could they make next? Feel free to comment below what you think would be a very cool idea for this proposed tyre collection, all right? So let me just close those tabs there. I'm looking at it, I'm making considerations, and I'm remembering last year. How many bandanas and ponchos did we have accepted back in 2024? Quite a fair bit. Now, at the moment, that's doing good, that's doing good, that's doing good, that's doing good. That's down in price, that's down in price, that's down in price. Okay, there's definitely more positives than negatives there. Then we're also going to go ahead and look at all the ponchos. How's the ponchos currently doing? Oh dear. All of them are down in price except Ghost Guy's poncho. And the reason why that's starting to go up in price is because Arctic Camo has gone up in price too high. People have had to make compromises. They're more than happy to buy the glow-in-the-dark white sheets. Anyway, all these ponchos, that's not a good look. I mean, Rainbow Pony poncho's kind of improving a little bit, but point made, I'm trying to get across. All right? Be concerned a fair bit. But at the very least, both of these skins are abnormal. Now, Tar Poncho, going to be real with you, wouldn't be surprised if you go down in price. There's going to be a lot more ponchos this year. It's an inevitability. Do not be surprised by that. But the bandana, I mean, will you still go down in price? I mean, look at all the black bandanas we've had in the past. Do also take note that we've had a lot of Twitch drops as well. It's not super, what's the word to say, unique. But, as I said, we are definitely in a position now where the skin creator could potentially build up a brand new primitive set. And maybe that's going to be encouraged a lot more because considering next month we had the primitive update, I mean, we'll see. But, like, what would you do, a boonie hat? I don't know. Hide clothing with like a, like tire burn all across it. I mean, that would look pretty cool. But yeah, feel free to comment below what you'd suggest for that. And of course, let's go give this a proper look in game. So yeah, got my wetsuit on, and it does blend in quite nicely with the design here. Get a good look up close. I like how Nail's holding it together. That's pretty cool. That's pretty funny. And you got the bandana with the funny little face. Get a look at that. So yeah, for what it is, that's an awesome, unique approach. But how much will it sell? At the moment, it's definitely not the highest selling skin at the moment. And perhaps with a sheer lack of sales, it could work out quite nice in the future. But what would definitely help it out the most, of course, would be an actual collection continuation. So we're just going to have to wait it out a little bit longer. All right? So, all right, it is what it is. Let's now hop back and talk about the next skin. Minicopter SMG. Right, so a fairly grounded approach, but nothing wrong with that. It's very realistic. Oh no, a minicopter's just crashed outside my base. Well, hang on a minute, I can reuse all those parts and build myself a very interesting looking weapon. Mr. Jessin, a perfectly fine looking design, and potentially in the future we could expect even more minicopter weapons. So, alright, it is what it is. Custom SMGs as investments. It's post-Christmas right now. How high are these prices? They are not high. Well, the banana one went up in price, but all the other ones, no. So, pretty much throughout all of 2024, on average, we saw basically every single custom SMG, no matter what collection it came from, they all basically went down by about a third of their price. It's unfortunate, but it just kept on happening. And I'll be honest with you, wouldn't be surprised if it happens all over again with this one as well. All right? For the price that you can buy this for, you could buy all of these. Do you notice a problem there? I can't help but assume not that many people appreciate its grounded design. For what it is, Jessen's done a fantastic job. But you've got to be a little bit realistic here. Consider everybody else's behaviour, everybody else's taste. It might not be like yours, but I'm sorry to say I don't see it selling that much. I don't think it will retain interest forever. So definitely a bit of a concern. Now let's go ahead and give this a good look in game. Wabam. Give a good look. Yep. Get a good look in the sheen. Perfectly fine design. Definitely reminiscent of some of the older skins you used to see years ago, but now it's 2025 and tastes have changed and people need super flashy and colourful. I'm sorry. Anyway, night time. Give that a good look. And remember, that's not the aim sight. Alright, but it's got some decent looking nightlight there, so I think people appreciate. So yeah, it's fine for what it is. Let's go ahead and strike a pose. Give it a good look on the side there at night time as well. So, oh, wrong one, that's the pie. It's a good-looking pie, but we're here to focus this lovely-looking custom SMG right now. Nighttime, go. So yes, stop. What was it trying to say? I don't know. Stop. Oh my, it's lost for words. But yeah, if by all means, if you like it, go ahead, buy it, use it, enjoy it. but I wouldn't be surprised if I could pick these up for about $1.20 in the future. Maybe, potentially even lower. We shall see. But yeah, just being a little bit realistic. Right, okay, cool. Let's now showcase the last skin of the week, and that is the Heritage SAR. First up, you can clearly see it doesn't glow in the dark. Get a good look at that. Yep, alright. So, this has got an interesting looking runic design, if I can recall. Yep. Produced by 9K. I did remember looking at this. So, okay, you know, for what it is, it's a fairly cool design, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more of these heritage skins potentially being produced in the future. But is it something people, you know, clamoring for at the moment? Well, right now, it's the lowest selling skin, so don't want to sound mean, but I'm just going to be a little bit honest with you. However, more and more skin acceptances could potentially sway people and get them interested. So, nighttime, go. Let's see. Give it a good look on the side. See the runic text to the side there. If anybody can translate, feel free to comment below. Give that a good look right now. And let's move on. So yeah, 9K, you've been pretty successful with a random acceptance here and there. But now we need to see you produce a proper collection. Give it a try and we'll keep an eye out for it. But yeah, what it is, it's perfectly fine. Right, now let's hop back to SMM to ABP and just consider how have SARs performed over the past couple years. So over to here, and yeah, post-Christmas, remember, right now, ton of people are playing. How are SAR skins currently holding up? How many of them are in the positive? We've got 1, 2, 3. Cool. Is that it? Out of all the skins that were introduced in 2024, only 3 of them are in the positive, and only 1 and 2 are in the positive that came out in 2023. So you also might notice that we had quite a lot of SARs accepted last year, or rather introduced, consider Twitch drops. And yeah, hardly any of them are in the positive. So I'm looking at this, and I'm being very brutal with you. I might just end up doing 60 cents to 80 cents. You know, just pointing that out, okay? That will probably be the safest way to go about it. That as an investment, but if you really happen to like design, and you'd like to see a lot more of these skin designs being produced, consider showing your support, consider buying it. You get the idea. Cool. So that's it. That's all the skins from this week. I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially get a little bit more next week. We shall see. And just to reiterate this, all the skins that are accepted today were all submitted just before Christmas. And considering what's been submitted as of the past 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of very interesting designs are all on display in the recent top picks list, and of course in my most recent Rust Workshop skin checks. Like, to really get this point across, as I scroll down, look, Popstar's returned. We have a Popstar large box. You can't evade the anime and the manga. Also, competing for a large box spot, we also happen to have Ramen Shop large box version 2. Just point out. Protector has returned with a single sheet metal door. You may recall we had the sheet metal double door. And speaking of the recent sheet metal double doors, remember Beauty Industry? We now have a garage door with an orange cat gal. Think about that. So what I'm clearly getting across is a lot of interesting collection continuations have been submitted, and hopefully, we'll see potentially some of them next week. We'll find out. We'll see. Or maybe we'll get something completely out of nowhere, such as this strange looking thing. It would surprise me. It would still sell well. You know it would. Alright. So yeah, if you want to be up to date with all the newest skin submissions, consider going to my YouTube and consider watching my most recent Rust Workshop skin checks for. That's the wrong thing. Oopsie. I do want to talk about that in a second though. Yeah, my Rust Workshop skin checks for December 31. They were all submitted this past weekend, just before New Year's. Get a good look at that 2024 feel when it appears. It'll be here any second now. There we go. Only took about 20 minutes. Sorry about that. But yeah, all collection continuations are chaptered. It's very easy to navigate and skip ahead to the skins that, are interesting to you. Right, awesome. So, is there anything else that we should talk about? Yeah, it's called Post-Christmas, and it's kicking off very, very nicely right about now. So have you been keeping an eye on your inventories? Gentlemen, it is time to go over to here, start looking at inventories, and start making considerations in regards to, do you want to sell your Ruskins? You can clearly see I don't have any Ruskins on this account. It's basically completely full at the moment. I wish I had a better showcase, but yeah, you're going to have to go ahead, look at all of your inventories now, and look at all of your skins, and just go ahead and see, right, is it worth selling this skin right about now? As you can see, the lowest listing here for this Thompson is $2.13. I'm looking at its overall, sales history. It's been higher before, but you know what? Maybe the price it's currently sitting at right about now is perfectly fine for me. Looking at the price I bought this for, yeah, the profit's perfectly fine. I wouldn't say no to that. I'll consider selling it. So yeah, you've got to go ahead and do that for every single skin that you own. Now, if I were to go over to here, maybe I could go to my inventory this way. Obviously, it won't be able to show prices and navigate like super easily, but all right, I'm logged in. So yeah, go ahead, take a look at your inventories. Maybe you want to focus all the skins that are actually marketable, and yeah, just start making considerations. You know, give it a good look and see, you know, what's currently the price that it's selling for, and you know, is it a good time to consider selling now? Compare it to like previous years. These, you know, mummy wraps, for example, I bought a whole bunch of them recently because I knew they'd go back up in price. But they reached an ever so lovely price of about $12 this past summer. I can't help but assume they're going to go back up to that. So I feel like I'm better off waiting, waiting until next summer, give it some time. They'll reach back up to the same price again. Hopefully. I'm expecting it. I want better profit. I want to walk away with more Steam Wallet. Is it that hard? So yeah, look at your inventories, make considerations. It's up to you. But yeah, with the prices we're seeing at the moment, it is pretty ridiculous. Now, what I should also showcase to you are my current wallets on my inventories, because the progress I've been having has been pretty sweet. I did give it a little update quite recently, but I just want to get this point across. From December 27 to January 1st, and let's just zoom in a bit. Yes, Hedge is using Notepad. Shut up. I made about like $1,500 to $2,000. I'm not joking. So from here to here, and then from here to here, I traded over a lot more valuable in-demand skins, so white camouflage and whatnot. They just sold like that, like crazy, like gone. People want them, people crave them, people desire them. These prices are going to be their peak prices for quite some time. Of course, I do expect prices to go down during the February, March, April period. So you need to make considerations. Would you rather sell your skins now, grab a batch of profit, wait it out, and then buy your skins back again for a much cheaper price, but still keeping some profit? It's up to you, all right? It's up to you, okay? You got to make those considerations. But a little update on that account from here, I've gone ahead and made another $400 in a day. And I haven't even looked at the account for about 6 hours now, so it's probably sold even more. I'm not joking. It's that easy. Post-Christmas, it's a wonderful time for us investors. So you get the idea. Cool. Now, I was aware of this earlier. Thundergold's getting bought out like crazy. Like, there's next to no quantity left, and the AK got completely cleaned out, which probably isn't too surprising considering the Comics AK is pushing up to a new all-time high price. People look for other options, and Thundergold's a perfectly fine-looking option. Look at that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that climb up a little bit more. Sheer lack of quantity, ever so nice prices, ever so nice, sweet, delicious profit. Look at that Thundergold face mask as well. Take a look at this. So, nice white collection, very nice for the snowy tundra environment. Now, a few more sales, this could easily go back up to about $12. But yeah, it's just getting cleaned out. It just keeps on rising. I should have offered a higher price. Oh dear, oh well, we'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll pick up some in the future. So yeah, go ahead. Look at your inventories and start making considerations whether you want to sell right now or not. Cool. Right then. So, now it's time to inform you of some interesting details. So, have you read the recent blog post from FacePunch? They quite literally showcase, you know, all the updates we've had, but they also point out what they're planning to do in the future. And if I could just scroll down over to here, where is it mentioned? They actually officially mention the jungle biome. I might have to Control F. There it is, yes. So we're going to get updates to cooking, and we're going to have the jungle biome with crocodiles and tigers. Crocodiles and tigers confirmed. But when you look at that, you might realise, well, hang on a minute. If you were to think of a jungle, what colour would you think of? I've already mentioned this before. Guys, you might want to consider looking at the Reptile Hunter collection, alright? I know it's not the best colour for running around in grassy fields in the forest and whatnot, but jungles are like dark green, am I right? So I'm just putting this out. You might want to make some considerations, because when that jungle biome comes out, which will probably happen around the summer of 2025, now you get it. So that's up to you, just making that point. But another detail that you can clearly see is, what's that right there? Oh, it's the brand new Knight Armor DLC. Now, from what you can see here, there's a helmet, there is a kilt, and there is like a chest plate or a vest. All right, cool. So it comes in with 3 pieces. That's nice. But hang on a minute. Do you know what's not nice? What's the clothing? There's no clothing there. So I can't help but assume maybe you might want to look at some night-themed hoodie and pants potentially. You know, just point it out. If that armor set does not come out with clothing, you might need to go look for a nice alternative option. So if I go type in hoodies, for example, what do I see? Heavy Night hoodie, Apocalyptic Night hoodie, Knights Templar hoodie. I'm just saying, guys, it might be a consideration. All right, maybe this is the reason why we never got the Heavy Night tier 2, or maybe the skin creators just need to resubmit it. We'll see. But yeah, just point it out. So okay, cool. That's a nice thing to be aware of. New content on the horizon, and who knows what else? I have absolutely no idea. Bone walls. So, yeah, that's cool. Right, back over to here. So the peak player count, absolutely absurd, but can it go even higher? We shall see. But just to reiterate this point, we have surpassed early 2021. Early 2021 had a ridiculous amount of people playing, and the prices went absolutely insane. But it's 4 years later now. There's a lot more people involved in investing. Do not be surprised if prices don't really increase that much, all right? You know, there's a lot more people involved. I'm sorry to say, but you get the idea. A lot more people actually selling now compared to buying. But back then, when there's a huge influx of new people, so many of them were wanting to buy. Big difference, all right? So, cool. But at least, you know, we have surpassed that all-time high player count. And what happens next, we shall see. Do you reckon February will also have a very high all-time play, peak as well? Well, not all-time, I meant to say 24-hour peak. You get the idea. You know what I'm trying to say. The peak player count for the month. God, look at that. Look at all the green. Look at all the rise. So how low will we go over the course of February, March and April? I don't expect it to be dramatically bad, but it will be worse off. Do not be surprised by that. All right, then. Cool. So is there anything else that Hedge wants to address? Yes, the Rust Skin of the Year for 2024. I accidentally showed this a little bit earlier. But, right, guys, I need you to consider voting, all right? So when you go to this, you can watch the video if you want, and I do have chapters showcasing each of the skins and the date that they are accepted. But if you go over to here, the vote page, it's in the description, click that. You can actually click and vote for the skin that you want to vote for. Now, if you don't want this to happen, I'm just going to point out, it will show you the email you're signed into, all right? So you do have to have an email to be able to post. It's the method in which it prevents people from voting multiple times. Sorry about that, but this is the best option I had. But yeah, give all of these skins a good look, consider, and then vote for the skin that you truly believe is the skin of the year for 2024. With the Ramen Garage Door, the Flashbacks clothing, the Respawn Allegory Fresco rug, we have the Neon Dragon Garage Door, Thundergold Tier 2, Easter Chick Hammer, Harbour Seal Rock, and Frog Chair. Which one of these skins is the top skin for you, per, your opinion? Well, express your opinion. Consider voting. It's not too hard, but yeah. The more the merrier, and I believe perhaps this upcoming Monday I'll announce the winner. And yeah, yippee! So yeah, let's see what happens, and best of luck to all the finalists. Right, cool. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything that needs to be addressed. From here and now, I guess you should be keeping an eye on the commits. As of now, the devs haven't been working that much because they're on their break. Like I said, it really does look like they prepared everything a month in advance. That's why all the skins and whatnot, not too well. I mean, not exactly crazy, but they're all picked at a specific time. So yeah. All right then. So yeah, it's time to go ahead, start looking at your inventories, start considering making sales. And it's now time to delve into making tons of sweet, delicious profit. Oh, yes, indeed. So, best of luck to each and every single one of you. And, yeah, I've pointed out certain skins that you might want to consider investing into. And, if you don't want to invest into Rust skins and whatnot, consider looking at Counter-Strike. Go pick up some cases. Try and avoid the currently active cases and pick up ones that are rare and just sit in them for years, and then you'll be able to sell them for a little bit of profit or a lot of profit. Who knows? We shall see. So that's just a nice consideration. Or, Steam Deck. Yippee! So, yeah, thank you very much for everyone who watched me throughout all of 2024. I hope the video was nice and insightful. I hope the showcase was very useful. And, yeah, let's see what gets accepted in the future. Thank you once again. Have a lovely weekend and have a very nice and enjoyable, profitable January 2025. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.